This would have been, what year does that say? 92?
Stonewashed.
92. It's, the 90s is evident.
Absolutely.
Something in the water taught me how to crawl. Something in the water taught me how to fall. Something in my blood.
Welcome to another Something in the Water podcast. I'm Uncle Dave Griffin. You'll notice our buddy Sean could not be with us tonight. He had a little something come up unexpectedly, and he'll be back next time, though. Tonight, I'd love to introduce you to my beautiful wife, Aunt Lynne Griffin.
She's sweet.
Say hey to all the people out there in La La Land. No, wait a minute. You're La La Land.
No, Lynn.
Lynn Land.
Be careful.
And careful, folks. You
gotta get in trouble right before it even starts.
You don't want to live in Lynn Land.
No, it's fun to visit, but it's hard to live in. That's what Shady said. It was fun to visit Lynn Land.
How's that, Mike? Justin? Good? Okay. Yeah, well, folks, we got my wife on the show tonight, and we're going to just sit here. It'll be a wonder if we're still married by the end of this. We share a lot of things, me and my wife. We share actually 29 years of marriage, a little boy by the name of Connor Griffin, who is the drummer for the Pine Box Dwellers. Woo-hoo. When we got married back in 93, she brought with her 2 young men, and I brought with me a young girl. And then we had our little boy Connor together. So they call
yours,
that
mine, and ours.
Yours, mine, and ours.
Yeah.
And so, honey, Lynn is an artist, as evidenced by these big round hula hoops behind my head here. She makes these. They're handmade. Tell them what you do with that. You don't have to get into the details. Tell them what you make them out of.
Out of flexible PVC pipe.
That's polyvinyl chloride for all of you eccentrics out there.
And I put Okie Finoki swamp water in them.
How much?
From 1 cup, anywhere from 1 cup to 3.5 or 4 cups, just according to
the size.
Yeah, the size, and some of them I make heavier on purpose. If you're just starting to learn to hula hoop, a heavier one is easier to learn on.
That seems odd, but that is true.
Yes.
A heavier hula hoop.
I mean,
these big old hula hoops right here.
Yes.
Is good for beginners.
Yes. Absolutely.
It seemed like the opposite, but I have seen it in action.
Yeah.
And it is true.
It is
but
true.
It does hurt, don't it?
When you first start hula hooping, I bought, my first one was bigger around. And I used to make them out of the pipe that was bigger around. But
these are about an inch.
Those are 3/4 inch.
3/4 inch, okay.
And they beat you to death. I mean, they bruise you up. And so I went to the smaller. I still, the weight, though, will still kind of make you sore at first. But you get used to it. It doesn't.
Well, it's kind of like exercising.
Yeah.
If you exercise, you get sore to begin with, and then
where that hula hoop's hitting
you get used to it and start seeing results.
Yeah. I mean, when I got my first hoop and started hooping, I was hooping 2 or 3 times a week for a little while. I'd turn the music on in the living room, remember, and push the coffee table back and hula hoop. And I lost 2 pant sizes in a month just doing it like that. And I need to be doing it now because COVID. I need to get rid of COVID weight.
I think I need to get on that hula hoop plan too.
But I am going to start. I'm going to be teaching a class in December at the Waycross Library.
Okay.
So it's going to be 1 night a week. So y'all come and we'll have a good time. I promise you that.
Yeah, I'll put that in on your calendar, and I'm sure we'll be talking more about it or on Facebook and this podcast too as we close in on that date. You sell them at you vend at the festivals that I put on.
Yes.
As Cosmic Rose Designs. And you can actually buy a hula hoop if you come to the festival, but it'll cost you to come to the festival, and it'll cost you for the hula hoop. So just bring plenty of money. That's all you got to do.
Or you can call me and I can make one.
That's right.
Or you can go to Breezy's Boutique and buy one.
Oh, she sells them?
She sells my hoop. I got my hoops in there.
Oh, okay. That's Breezy's Boutique in Waycross, Georgia, on
in Boulevard Square.
Boulevard Square and City Boulevard.
Yep.
In Waycross.
Right behind where the old Pick and Save was.
We got a little clip of you hula hooping with a fire hula hoop. I think that's pretty cool. Let's take a look at that right here. This was a few years ago, about
five or longer than that, maybe
5 or 6 years ago, in the streets of downtown Waycross. It's right about where the new Wiley's Top Shelf is. Shout out to Wiley's Top Shelf, right. The new bar, and on Alice Street, and right across from that, right in front of where she's hula hooping, is a axe throwing pavilion. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a business. And you can go have a few drinks at Wiley's and amble on down to the axe throwing thing.
Only in Waycross.
Only in Waycross. But here's Aunt Lynn showing how she does a ring of fire. That's a Pine Box Dwellers song. Off the Side.
Just as many hours you spend on the phone, I wasted you, loving you. And I ain't gonna tell me that you're home, you're leaving me sad and blue. For just as many days you've been on my mind, you will start trouble on down the line. Fool if I go, fool if I stay, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Let it roll.
Dang, you got the moves.
Let it fall off the side.
You sure you wasn't a stripper in another life? That's the thing about hula hoops. A hula hoop on a woman is one of the most sensual visions that I've ever seen.
See, I don't think of it like that.
Well, it is because, you've said it so many times, but we won't go there.
Oh, yeah.
Hula hooping is like...
No.
Yeah. But anyhow.
No, that's not what I said.
But...
That's the first time I'd ever hula hooped with the fire, and I was scared to touch the hula hoop. Scared I'd burn myself.
You hula hooped with fire at a gig that I played over in Blythe Island one time, and all of a sudden, the hula hoop melted in two and sent globs of plastic flying off into the bushes.
Yeah, it burned off it. Yeah,
Yeah, that
I thought I was still hula hooping. I was still hula hooping, and I saw like a flash of light, and I looked over there, and my darn hoop was laying on the ground. It's a wonder I didn't get burned that day.
Well, it's a wonder small animal or
Now make me feel bad now.
Human being didn't get burnt because that thing slung right off. Now, besides hula hoops, you are also an artist. You got some art with you.
I've got. I didn't bring any.
You didn't bring any
finished,
art.
framed out or canvases.
Don't you have some here?
But I don't think so.
I thought you gave them a housewarming present.
I did bring some sketches and stuff that I've been working on, and I can.
Yeah.
Just some of it is probably future framing, and some of it is.
See that camera right there?
Yes.
Just kind of hold it up, aim it right at that lens right there. Yeah. Just right there.
That's just a just a rose, small one. But this is on like acrylic and watercolor paper, so that you can frame it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's a fish, a funky fish.
Oh,
Sorry.
Funky fish.
And these are probably never going to see the light of day because these are just some things right here that I just do for fun, like, it's kind of.
That looks like something out of no. Show them one at a time.
Oh, okay.
This one looks like something out of.
This is just doodles, too.
Out of a 70s Fritz the Cat movie.
It's a guitar and a chicken.
That's a studious chicken.
Yeah, and this is this is unfinished, so I still got to finish that. And this one I thought was really nice. I just copied this out of a Grateful Dead thing because it just reminds me of somebody I know that just is so free when they're dancing. They just and I love
that. I do too. I like that one.
Yeah, I like that.
It's Boney Maroney. Now put that one up. See if people can guess who that is.
Okay.
Hello, love.
I'll give you a hint.
Liverpudlian.
Here's one of his friends. And there's two more. But I only have one.
Love.
I only have one more because I haven't done the other one yet.
And there's the third one of the four. Go ahead, George. Get it out. Play it. Play raunchy.
And gosh.
Play raunchy for
And he
you.
kind of said that right there. That's a dead giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
These are some more unfinished things I've got. This, some of this is, this is.
You like to draw musicians?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I've really never done any that weren't musicians.
That one, Stevie Nicks one, you nailed. Now, I've heard you say before that it is very hard to get something just right.
Because,
and you can
yeah.
land on it sometimes.
And sometimes you can't.
And sometimes you can go through 100.
It's like when you draw them, I'm sorry. It's always start with the eyes. And if I can't capture the look in their eyes when I do it, then there's no need in going any further. Because you can use a picture of somebody, but if they don't have the same expression or whatever that they usually have on their face, you can make it look just like that picture, but it's not going to look like them. You've got to capture their personality in their eyes, their little, and that's really hard sometimes to do. Yeah, that's a print of one I did, but it got kind of messed up. This is my take on Pine Box Dweller song, Gambler's Eyes. That's kind of, that's my gambler right there. That's, because I am a big Pine Box fan. Yeah, it's got a feather. Sorry. I mean, how many you want me to hold up?
That's good.
Okay.
Well, and we've also got you set up with a lot of your art. If you just go to the festival website, which is...
Yeah. Thank you.
Speaking of festivals, the festival website is gpgpfest.com, which stands for Graham Parsons Guitar Pull Tribute Festival. And speaking of which, everybody's heard this story several times, but you may be hearing it for the first time. So in 1998, I was still at work with the Postal Service, and we didn't go out that much.
No.
And so about every 6
kids.
weeks or so, of course, we had 4 little kids. And this one particular time, we rode downtown to a nightclub, and we were in there, and this guy walked up to me, a fellow musician, and said, well, Dave, this was before I was Uncle Dave. He said, well, Dave, what you been doing, man? I ain't seen you in a long time. We need to get together and pick sometime. And so on the way home that night, I was talking to Lynn, and I said, you know what? That I hear that every time we run into somebody.
Yeah.
Is we need to get together and pick sometime. And it so never happens. And I said, this time we're going to make it happen.
Yeah.
And we put our heads together and we decided, okay, the Saturday following Thanksgiving, 1998.
When everybody's in town.
We will host at our house a gathering of musicians. They can bring their guitars. We'll set up a PA. They can bring a potluck and whatever they want to drink and a chair, and we will get down. And I called it the first annual Griffin Guitar Pull. And I made myself put first annual on it because I didn't want it. If we were going to go through this once, we were going to go through it twice.
Yeah.
And just kind of make it an incentive for us to continue doing something. Of course, it all depended on how it went that first time, and it went great. Yeah. We had probably 20, 25 people come over, and it was so relaxed and enjoyable.
We sat on hay bales.
Sat on hay bales, yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody brought a dish, and we had supper, and we had a good time.
Yeah, we did.
And so the second year, we had it. And by the third year, it had morphed into, there's our son calling right now. Hold on, folks.
Oh. He's gonna kill you.
Hello?
Hey,
You're on
Hey.
speaker.
what's up?
You're on speakerphone.
You're on the podcast. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, cool.
Go ahead,
I'm
Ingram.
not on the podcast, am I?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead,
For
Ingram.
real?
What do you need, Ingram? Sorry, folks. We don't call him Ingram. His name is Ingram Connor Griffin, named after, well, you called it the perfect time because we were just talking about the origins of the Grand Parsons guitar pool, and lo and behold, you buzzed in. So do you have anything to say to these folks?
Right now, not in particular.
Okay. Peace, love, and chicken grease.
There we go.
That's what Connor says.
Yes.
You need anything, or we'll call you back?
Yeah, you called me earlier.
Yeah, you called him, remember?
Yeah, I did, but everything's cool. Love you too.
Love you too, baby.
Bye. So
Or booby, I should say.
by 2000, the year 2000, it had morphed into the annual Grand Parsons guitar pool. And it's still in the backyard. And 2001 was the year that I started working with a music store owned by Paul Lee, who is now formerly the sound man for Leon Russell, and is currently the road manager for Blackberry Smoke. And I started working with him at the music store, Crosstown Music, in 2001. And with that, I said, yeah, let's make this this fourth year in the backyard something a little more organized. So Paul agreed to run sound for the little get-together in the backyard. And we called on Kevin MacArthur to make a T-shirt for the event. And I actually lined up the entertainers and scheduled them, whereas the 3 years prior to that, we just kind of, it was very loose and people would drift across the stage at their own speed and, fun but disorganized. And this time in 2001, we organized it. And we actually got shut down by the police that night at about 2 in the morning. So the biggest thing about 2001 was, whereas we'd been having maybe 40 or 50 people show up, we had around 200 plus people came to our house.
In our
In and out.
front yard, backyard,
Flowing
upstairs,
from the backyard,
downstairs.
upstairs, downstairs, all over the place.
Yeah.
Woke up the next morning, and there were, in our master bathroom, we had a garden tub.
It's not a garden tub.
And it was a big old tub, that's what I'll call it. And it had 4 sets of dirty footprints in it.
Yeah.
So I learned later who those footprints belonged to and what they were doing in there.
Yeah. Needless to say, I used a lot of bleach in that bathtub after that, though, because
And
we
at the
didn't know
same
for a long time.
some of your jewelry went missing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was that year or not.
I
But
think it was
anyhow.
the after party the next year. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We decided at that point, that Sunday morning following, that we needed to make a change.
Yeah.
So we had 4 years in the backyard, spurred by just a germ of an idea after running into a fella at the nightclub. And in 2002, we pushed it into the public venue and held it at the Little Knights Honky Tonk.
Yeah.
And it started at 5 p.m. on a Saturday and went to midnight. And we had as headliners that year, we actually booked a professional band from Walter Egan and the Brooklyn Cowboys. And it's such a special, that first one in the public venue was so special.
It was.
And for several years there, we would go from the nightclub back to the house
for the after
party. And that particular year, it was so surreal.
Yeah.
Having Walter Egan and the Brooklyn Cowboys.
Yeah.
And their publicist had lined up a writer from the New York Times to come down and cover the story. Yeah. And they hired a photographer out of Nashville by the name of Jimmy Stratton to come down and shoot the pictures for it. And also headlining that night, we had John Cornell, the original drummer from Sweetheart of the Rodeo, the Byrds' Sweetheart of the Rodeo album, and also International Submarine Band. And to say surreal is just an understatement. We had Walter Egan was in our laundry room sitting on the dryer being interviewed by the New York Times. And
oh, my God.
Walked out of the laundry room into the kitchen, and there was John Cornell lording over what was left of our Thanksgiving turkey with a butcher knife and a fork, and not letting anybody get close. And there's just a house full of people, you know. But they've all been special, like you said.
And Jim Lauderdale playing in our doggone living room.
Oh, man, that was a year.
Gosh.
So 2002 was the first one open in the public. And then we went on through the years, and eventually it wound up at the Outside Festival, 3 days at the Okefenokee Fairgrounds. And this year, thank God we're back after 2-year hiatus from COVID. We will have the 25th annual Grand Parsons Guitar Pull and Tribute Festival.
Yeah.
And me and her started it all with just a little idea. And I appreciate you going along on the ride with me because it's been fun.
It sure has.
This year we have 2 of Blackberry Smokes.
Yeah.
2, what do you call them? 2 Blackberry Smokers.
2 members of the band.
2 members of the band Blackberry Smoke. The lead singer and head songwriter, Charlie Starr. And guitarist Benji Shanks.
Yeah.
Will be performing on
be
Friday, October 14th. Actually, the festival starts on October 13th. And Thursday night, we'll have a little, it's open for the early arrivals for the campground. RV campers can pull on in and get their spot and get set up and everything. We like to give them a little bit of entertainment on that Thursday night. So it'll be Uncle Dave's Waycross Stagecoach featuring myself, Fester Haygood, the Page Brothers, and Pine Box Dwellers. And we also, with the Uncle Dave's Waycross Stagecoach, if you don't know about that, go to Facebook. You can find, just search Uncle Dave's Waycross Stagecoach. You can find our Facebook page there, and you can see what that's all about. But we do individual sets by 4 different artists, and we come together at the end of the evening for a grand finale tribute set. And up at the Grand Parsons Guitar Pool, it will be Roots of Country Music. That'll be all of us kind of paying tribute to the founders of country.
Hank Sr.
Yeah, like Hank Sr.,
Yeah.
George
George
Jones,
Jones.
and who knows who. But then Friday it kicks off on the main stage, and there'll be vendors out there, and a lot of Gram Parsons fans, and just a lot of music fans in general. It's like Paul Campbell said, it's the best little music festival you've never been to. It is good times now. It is.
Got some good vibes.
It's got some great vibes and
Good people.
Good people. We hardly have ever had any trouble.
It's like a family reunion.
It is. And
It's
Paul
great.
calls it, Paul Campbell and Laureen Flanders, our good friends. They've been coming to the festival for years now. They live in Mobile, Alabama. They call it a Gramley. So instead of a family reunion, it's a Gramley reunion. And so at 9:30 on Friday night, we'll have the Blackberry Smoke Boys. And on Saturday night, the 15th of October, the headliners will be Mr. Larry Murray out of California. Larry was very integral piece in the evolution of Americana music. In the early 60s, he opened a music store called the Blue Guitar out in San Diego. And it was there that youngsters, 16, 17-year-old youngsters like Chris Hillman, Bernie Ledden, would show up at his store for jam sessions. And these guys were into bluegrass music at the time. And, of course, everybody knows who Chris Hillman and Bernie Ledden were and how that fit in with the Gram Parsons picture. Larry also was a songwriter. He worked in a band called Hearts and Flowers, and he also was a writer for the Johnny Cash show, Smothers Brothers, and I believe he may have worked for the Glenn Campbell Good Time Hour too, briefly. But he wrote songs. As far as his songs were covered by the Byrds, Chris Christopherson, who that says a lot right there. I mean, you get as great as Chris Christopherson was as a songwriter, he's recording one of your songs.
Right.
That says something. Johnny Cash, Percy Sledge, just who's who of folks have recorded his songs, and we're happy to have him on Saturday. Also on Saturday is our good buddy Ian Dunlop, the original bass player for the International Submarine Band with Gram Parsons.
Yep.
And currently living in Cornwall, England. It'll be good to have.
Hell of a good guy.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, it'll be good to have Ian back over here. So that's kind of what it's shaping up to be, and we hope that you'll look into it. Just go to gpgpfest.com and you can read all about it and get your tickets. And actually, there's that beautiful flyer designed by our one and only James Brandon Jones from Waycross, Georgia. Just pause your video machine right there, folks, and you can take it all in. It's got the website address at the bottom there, so you see who all else is playing. As a matter of fact, I failed to mention that the backbone and the deep, true heart of this festival are all those artists, supporting acts, who give them themselves and their talent every year to pay tribute to Graham Parsons. And we'd sure love to have you. There's you go to that website address, and there'll be ticket links and information on all the artists and the festival information. And we'd love to have you. Now, I did bring up Paul Campbell and Laureen Flanders, and I want to, right here on the podcast, I want to open this box and see. I don't know exactly what it is, but
It's going to be good.
it's from Paul Campbell.
Yeah. He's very talented man.
Well, he's not only a big music appreciator, but he's also he's got a kiln, an oven in his backyard now. And he actually, what would you call that?
He makes...
Bakes.
Yeah.
He, pottery,
Yeah.
ceramics.
Yeah. I wish I'd worn my pen tonight.
This is marked fragile, so I'm assuming it's something breakable. Ain't that what they say?
I don't know, but I always try to take the stuff he sends
there.
for the raffle. I always try to take it.
Well, first of all, it is a CD from Jack Barksdale, a very young guitar player who we need to get to the festival soon, or he's going to be too big for his britches. He's going to be too big for us. Y'all really need to check this young fellow out on YouTube. Just type in Jack Barksdale. The title of this CD is Death of a Hummingbird, and it's autographed by young Jack.
Wow.
So great. Thanks, Paul. We'll be definitely looking forward to listening to that.
Yeah.
And I'd like to say Merry Christmas and happy birthday to Aunt Lynn, because she wanted one of these.
I wanted one of those bad.
We gave away several of these at the 2021 virtual guitar pull last year, since we weren't able to have it live. It is a nudie cross. It depicts the back of Graham Parsons' nudie jacket with the red cross and the flaming cross.
It's going in my living room.
It is fantastic.
Let me see it.
Yeah, hold that up to the
Wait a minute, I got to look at it first. That is
to the camera.
That is beautiful. It's going to go in a prominent spot in my living room. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul, so much.
Thank you.
And Lori.
It's awesome.
Hold the CD up there, too.
Okay.
Folks can see. We'll try to find a clip on Jack Barksdale before we get off of here tonight, folks.
Can you see the name? Okay.
Just to see what we're talking about with this young talent. You want me to hold that cross?
Yeah, put it somewhere where it won't get broken now.
Okay.
Oh, I bet, yeah. I tried hard to get one of those that he sent for the raffle last year. Dave was like, no.
Not for
So
you.
thank you very much.
Well, what do you say we look at a few of them pictures, or since we're on it right here, why don't you say we take a look at young Jack Barksdale? We're kind of like in the dark on most of his stuff, but This one is called Painted White Line.
That's him.
Long way home and I'm feeling alone and gotta get out of here.
Oh,
Been some time since I walked that line and I ain't leaving out of fear. Baby says she waiting now, I can't be hesitating. I'm moving like a screaming train.
Wow.
Lord,
Listen to
I
that
never hope to
voice.
find that the painted white line ain't the friend that I thought it'd be. Ain't the friend that I thought it'd be.
he's picking it too, picking that guitar just like a pro.
Gosh, how old is
6
he?
months out and without a doubt I've seen all I can see. The days are dragging by like a turtle on the side of the road and it's killing me. Baby says she's crying and I know that I'd be lying if I said I wasn't crying too. Lord, I never hope to find that the painted white line ain't the friend that I thought it'd be. Ain't the friend that I thought it'd be. All the miles and the hours and the slow driving cowards keep getting in my way. If I could just get home so I could be alone with my baby, then I'll be okay. Oh Lord, help me find my way.
He don't look much more than 12, if that. But I think he is. But I don't know if he's old enough to be singing about a baby. But I bet you he does. I bet you he's already got a fan club.
Yeah, you know he does. Because he's a cute little boy, too.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's got a fan club. But I bet she's got a...
I can't slow down, I go from town to town, hoping I'll reach the end. I wake up every morning, never even knowing where I am or where I've been. I'm worn and I'm faded, I'm discombobulated, there's got to be another way. Lord, I never hope to find that the painted white line ain't the friend that I thought it'd be. Ain't the friend that I thought it'd be. It's just another
beautiful.
day, and what can I say? I'm feeling tired and broke down. My soul's feeling haggard, my mind's feeling staggered, but my thoughts are feeling sound. And time goes on as still as a pond on a cold December's day. Lord, I never hope to find that the painted white line ain't the friend that I thought it'd be. Ain't the friend that I thought it'd be. Lord, I wish it'd been better to me. Ain't the friend that I thought it'd be.
That's, can you pull up let's see, hang on a second.
Picture of him. So I can see how young
Jack
he is.
Barksdale.
According to Wikipedia,
Yeah, it's Barksdale Air Force Base. It's I still ain't hooked up to the Wi-Fi, so it's gonna roll and roll. But I'd like to know exactly how old he is. I know Paul has communicated with me on this guy, and I have been friended by his mother, who is acting as his agent. And
13.
13-year-old. Okay, and where's he from?
Or maybe he just turned 14.
From where? EPK there? Right there. Songwriter from Weatherford.
Yeah, it says Weatherford. Weatherford, where?
Wonder if he's from Alabama.
Maybe Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Yeah, it says Texas. So.
Okay.
good gracious.
Well, folks, there it is. There's your one to go to be looking at. And
I can't believe he's that young.
he ain't going to do nothing but get better.
Yeah.
That voice is pure as man. We should be able to negotiate a spot for him at one of our
I hope
upcoming
so.
festivals. Yeah,
That would be
I
great.
think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
How about we take a look at some of the pictures that I sent over, just for they're in order there. Now, Lynn and I, we met at the post office. We both worked at the Waycross post office. I was on the graveyard shift from 11:30, actually from 3 to 11:30. And she was on a
Night shift.
night shift, like 6 to
Yeah.
whatever.
Or 4.
And depending on the volume of mail, sometimes they would ask her to work overtime, and that's what happened. One particular night was that she was asked to work over, and about 3 o'clock in the morning, she was in line to clock out, and I was in line to clock in. And it was one of those moments where we looked at each other, and I can't remember we just nodded and
Very first time.
and smiled. But beyond that, one of her oldest son was my mother was a teacher out at one of the local elementary schools, and which her son was a member of her class. And when Lynn would go to pick him up or drop him off, Mama would talk to her and say, "Oh, you work at the post office. My son does too. Do you know him?" And it was like she didn't realize there was shifts, separate shifts, and a ton of other employees down there. So it wasn't real easy to know everybody. But anyhow, after months and months of that, we finally met, and we got along pretty good. And we decided that we would, she was a big music appreciator. And somebody told her down there, "Oh, you like this band? You need to go talk to Dave down there." And in the middle of the night, you'd sit on these stools and sort letters and magazines and newspapers and all that to where it was headed. And so she'd grab a stool next to me, and we'd start talking about music. And then it got to the point where we started dating. And this picture right here was when we were dating. And it was 1991 when the city of Waycross held a Graham Parsons tribute in Memorial Stadium, and they booked Vern Gosden, as seen in this picture. And that's me on the left and Lynn on the right. If you couldn't tell. And Vern Gosden and T. Graham Brown and the Normaltown Flyers out of Athens, Georgia, were the headliners. Our band, we put together a band, me and Billy Ray Heron and the Smith brothers, John and Bill, Tony Kaysen, George Farr, and Debbie Thigpen and Ronnie Griffin. Mm-hmm. We put together a band called Hickory Wind, and we played few original songs, and the rest of them were Graham Parsons material. And then actually Polly Parsons, Graham's daughter, had a band from California that came out. The band was called She, and it was a big night. But that was 1991, and
Good gracious.
we were a couple of a cowboy and this lady.
We had a good time.
Mm-hmm. And next up, this would have been, what year does that say? 92?
Stonewashed.
92. It's, the 90s is evident.
Absolutely.
This is a very historic place that we're in right there. Mm-hmm. We were spending the weekend in Macon and
Atlanta.
No, that's Macon.
I know, but I mean, we were on our way back
we went to Atlanta and we stopped off. And, well, who did we go see?
I can't remember. It was good, though.
Okay.
Was it Neil Young?
Could have been that Neil Young.
I think it was Neil Young.
And we stopped on the way back and had dinner at H&H restaurant.
Yeah.
Home of that beautiful lady in the middle there, Mama Louise. She actually went on the road with the Allman Brothers. They hired her to be their cook, to be their head chef when they went and toured back in the day. And boy, it's a wonderful soul food restaurant in downtown Macon, and we decided we'd have a picture shot with Mama Louise there.
Yeah.
And okay, there's baby Connor, the feller that called in a while ago. That was 1993 after a very risky pregnancy that was almost almost didn't turn out well for you or Connor. It was touch and go situation there. Connor was brought into the world premature.
27 weeks.
27 weeks. And July the 7th, 1993, he was brought into the world, and he spent the next 16 weeks in ICU in Jacksonville, Florida at Baptist Medical Center. And that's one of the first pictures we were able to take with him. He's doing all right now, though.
To my boy.
Here we are all dressed up with nowhere to go.
Just like to wear ball gowns.
That is, we're headed off to a Confederate ball. Mm. That was our home on look at there.
Emmylou.
Backstage with Emmylou Harris. 94, Jacksonville, Florida, Memorial. I think it's, no, this may not have been Memorial Day, but it was at the,
so what is the name of that park?
I can't remember the name of the park. That's where we all went to all of those Memorial Day concerts. Right on the river, St. John's River there. And Emmylou just as wonderful and as she always is. She put on a great performance that night.
Yes,
we got to meet her backstage. There she is. There's the hula hoop lady and her dog. And showing off all the mini hula hoops. Those probably done sold and
Yeah, those are long gone.
long gone. That was a ways back. And there's little Evie, the Yorkie, in the foreground.
She's my baby.
Yeah, this one was snapped on a long day, following a long night.
At the river.
This is down at the Jamestown Landing in Waycross.
Bess took that picture. Sean's wife, Bess, took that picture.
You'll see the cypress trees and cypress knees all over the place. And I'm standing on two cypress knees, and that's Lynn crawling through with the little Grand Parsons hat on. And I used this for one of my Facebook ads, advertising a gig where I'd be playing. And she saw that ad and immediately got pissed off and came to me saying, "Who the hell is this crawling through your leg?"
Oh, well.
I said, "Settle down, honey. It's you."
I did. Bess gave me the hat. And like he said, that was a particularly long day. I forgot all about that picture.
We have fun.
Yeah, we did. We always do.
This was at the Swamptown Get Down Music and Arts Festival. That's the second festival that we put on here in Waycross. Happens in typically in mid-March each year. And this was 2013. She had been after me to renew our vows for a long, long time, and I finally consented. Because
I wanted to have a little hippie wedding, and we didn't get to do that.
she'd always wanted to have a hippie wedding.
We didn't get to do that when we got married.
So her friends picked a lot of azaleas and made a big peace sign on the ground. And Mr. Ty Manning, our good friend from Trudy, Georgia.
Who's moving back
Yay. From Athens. Yeah. He retired art school teacher from up in Morgan County or Madison, Georgia.
Yeah.
And he performed the renewal rites. Okay, and I think we got a couple more pictures from that night. Oh, that's a little old tiny picture. Yeah, that ain't gonna fly. But I played her a song that I wrote, and then we topped it off with a kiss.
That was very, very nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Got all our friends.
Yeah.
Okay, now in 2015, I had the pleasure. It was Paul Lee, my old crosstown music boss, while he was running sound for Leon Russell. He offered me the opportunity to open for Leon in January of 2015 for 6 nights, 6 shows in a row. And this was in Orlando at the Plaza. And as you see, that's in my entire life of music, I've only signed one boob, and it was hers. And Lynn actually went and got the Sharpie for me to sign. But to be asked to sign a boob, number one, is pretty incredible. And you see behind hers, several more ladies. So they must have liked the vibe I was giving off with my songs.
Yeah.
And but Lynn was right there with me, making sure that I didn't sign anything else. That was fun. Now this is from a few years ago.
gosh.
This is where I can prove that I still get into her pants.
I
'Cause
can't
that was
leave my
some,
pants laying around.
What do you call them? Palazzos?
Yeah, I get.
This was
Totally stole them and wore them to the bar.
Dylan Crosby on drums. That's Sean on guitar
Yeah.
behind me. I think Jason Chancey was on bass and Connor was up there too. We just all was drinking at the house one night and decided to go down to the creek, and I threw them pants on. I thought they looked pretty cool.
I think you rocked them, but you you can't be stealing my pants all the time. I have to hide them from you. It's when I get ready to wear some.
The family that dresses the same is a bunch of cross-dressers.
I like to wear his boxer briefs.
Bunch of Waycross dressers. Yeah, there we are at our $100 winning Halloween costume contest over at Tipsy McSway's in Brunswick.
Yeah.
Guess who I was?
That's easy. Yeah.
And I think it's worth $100. I think we took the prize that night.
Except for nobody knew what I was supposed to be.
You're the ice queen.
Well, I was supposed to be a dark fairy, but everybody kept thinking I was supposed to be Stevie Nicks because I was with you, and which I'll take that any day.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. She's kind of my hero.
Mm-hmm. And this was several years back at the 2019 at the Waycross Christmas Parade.
Hannah.
My sweet granddaughter is with us there, and Hannah Michelle Johnson. She's about going on 12 now.
No, 11.
11.
Yeah.
And Roy Rhodes from Cheers Package Store, and my cousin Pam Taylor put us in for a float, and we threw together. That's a special cardboard cutout of Grand Parsons there, and we promoted ourselves as the festival. Grand Parsons Guitar Pull, and rode through the streets of downtown Waycross with people waving at us, wondering, who are they? Why?
Little kids were waving at us thinking we were like somebody.
Yeah, and we was. As a matter of fact, that man in the back there is right at home under his tall pine trees right there.
He looks like an angel.
Yeah.
With that light, the way the light's shining on him.
He's hoovering above us.
Mm-hmm.
Is that about all on the pictures?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, got a special announcement.
And jar here.
We will return.
Something in my brain won't let me stray. Something in my veins gonna find its way. Something in the water taught me how to pray. When
Well, folks, we are back with our guest, Aunt Lynne, my wife. Tell me a little bit about that jar right there next to you.
Aren't they amazing? Wait a minute. Can you see it? Let's see.
Well, I can see it just fine.
They're little penises. They're chapsticks.
And why?
They have chapstick inside of them.
Oh, my God. Yeah. So, folks.
A friend of mine makes these, and every time I would use mine at the bar, everybody wanted one. So I told her, I said, just start making them, and I'll take them with me to the gigs and sell them for you. And I have sold a bunch of chapsticks.
Up and down the state of Georgia.
Yeah.
And we took the Uncle Dave's Waycross stagecoach to Athens, and she had a jar full of them up there and sold out in about an hour.
Yeah.
So if you're interested,
Got all kinds now. We got
they come in all
pretty
colors.
little colors.
They are crocheted.
Some of them are sparkly.
I did not model for them. And they're great gifts for anybody, females, guys wanting to buy them for their special girl, girls wanting to get them for their friends or
Bridal parties.
what have you.
Yeah.
They are only $10.
Aren't they
That
cute?
includes the chapstick.
And they dance.
You can play games with them. They are certainly icebreakers at any party.
They certainly are there.
And just get in touch with us right here at Something in the Water Podcast at gmail.com. And we'll put you through to Aunt Lynne.
Might have to add them to our merch store.
There you go.
We could definitely do that.
I meant to bring one of my, I got them in my pocketbook out there, one of my business cards.
I don't have one with me either.
We really need to show them that because that's me and you on our business card, on my business card.
Yeah, we might have to send that over and let Justin plug it in.
Yeah.
Okay, it's time for Uncle Dave's Tale of the Week. And this one is not in the book, but it is so relevant. And I think you'll agree once you hear it. Let me put on my $1 Dollar Tree readers here. The day was June 4th, 1992. It was a sobering experience to know that we had been illegal aliens for 3 days in funky Nassau, Bahama. So as we prepared to leave the island, I bought 2 more $5 cans of Coke, and we proceeded to the Shoreline Rocks, where we opened the bottle of Bacardi 151 and began to drink. Now, cruise line policies dictate you can only take unopened alcohol on board. So still on vacation, we began to drink in earnest till the Cokes ran out. When the Cokes ran out, we poured the remaining rum into our empty cans and slid right on board the Sea Escape. Well, I got the numbers wrong. The Sea Escape is the boat, and that should be number 3. Well, no, that's not it in the background. That's Liner Mexicana. Or maybe I didn't include the Sea Escape. There it is.
Yeah.
There we go. That's the boat that we cruised on.
Just cruised there and back. We stayed on the island.
Well, we stayed on the island actually for 4 days, I
Illegally.
guess it was at least. Yeah, we slept through the orientation on the way down there. And when we got off the the boat upon arrival at the Bahamas, we just hailed a taxi and went
We didn't
to
go through customs.
We didn't go through customs, so they were giving us a lot of grief at the when we were checking out to leave. They said, "Do you realize you have been on here for illegal?" And at that point, I didn't really care because we had been raped and my wallet had been raped and pillaged by then. Boy, things was high. The Cokes out of the vending machine were $5,
and that was in what year?
92.
Two.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got back on the Sea Escape, heading back to Fort Lauderdale Beach. Once aboard, we found the crowded frontmost bar on the ship, sharing a table with a nice St. Louis couple, and ordered a couple glasses of Coke from a tall black waiter in an elegant cruise ship jacket. And we continued drinking. I noticed our waiter standing at the bar casting suspicious glances towards our table. Well, after all, we were sipping rum from a Coke can and chasing it immediately with Coke from a glass. So he was on to us. And we were aware of that, but we were prepared to put the illegal in illegal aliens by this point. A young girl playing acoustic guitar in the bar for the crowd's enjoyment took a break and asked if anyone else would care to play. I didn't need any excuse at all to get up, grab that guitar, and go into the Eagles' Peaceful, Easy Feeling. Mm. The audience gave me a hearty round of applause, which pushed me to do another one. It was the ultimate love song that I learned off of a comedian who appeared on Johnny Carson's show back in the 70s. And I'm going to play it for you right now. This is what went down that afternoon. And it is a beautiful song.
Yeah, for a while.
If I could love you just one more time, send my blues away. Send my blues away. Just to love you. One more time. I took away the warmth, the love, and the laughter, and only gave you pain. Took away the sun and made it rain. I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole. But that shouldn't bother you, 'cause you're an asshole too. Yay! Yeah, I set it up. I set them up, and they were expecting the grandest love song ever, and until it came to that ending, and they went crazy. And the black waiter was our new friend. So on Thursday, June 4th, we hit the States again. It was back to the airport for another rental car, then across the state of Florida via Alligator Alley, that east-west stretch of I-75 connecting Fort Lauderdale to Naples. The road, originally opened February 11th, 1968, cut across Seminole Indian reservations in the swampy Florida Everglades. We were bound for St. Petersburg, where, unknown to my future wife, the next night, Ringo Starr and his all-star review would be performing at the Bayfront Center, and I had tickets. Since 1989, the former Beatles drummer had toured as a live rock supergroup with a lineup of ever-changing past and current musical icons. The lineup in 1992 was a good one. From right to left, Burton Cummings of the Guess Who, Joe Walsh from the James Gang and the Eagles, Timothy B. Schmidt, bass player from Poco and the Eagles, Dave Edmunds from Rockpile, Ringo from some band you never heard of, Niels Lofgren from Bruce Springsteen's E Street Band, the little short fella there, Todd Rundgren. Everybody remembers Todd Rundgren. Hello, it's me. And Timmy Capello from Tina Turner's group, along with Ringo's son, Zach Starkey, who was playing with The Who at the time and is not in the picture. The concert was unbelievable. High points being Ringo's Beatles songs, Joe Walsh's guitar playing, Shine Silently by Niels Lofgren, Timothy B. Schmidt doing the old acoustic Poco ballad, Keep On Trying, and Burton Cummings doing No Time from the Guess Who. I was disappointed Todd Rundgren didn't do Hello, It's Me or I Saw the Light. And the craziest memory of the night was when Burton Cummings bumped, grinded, and licked his mic stand throughout American Woman.
Wow.
I could have done without that.
Yeah.
But it was a fitting climax to a fantastic vacation shared by a beautiful blue-eyed blonde with pretty feet who ended up marrying me a year later. After all these years later, she goes with me everywhere I perform. She's even took to singing with me on the great John Prine song, In Spite of Ourselves. Although it takes a little 151 rum to get her courage up.
Oh, Lord.
I'm afraid it would take a lot more than that before she starts bumping, grinding, and licking the mic stand like Burton Cummings did, but I'm still holding out for hope.
No, you ain't got.
Here we are on the Dolphin Cruise a few years ago. This was a BYOB Dolphin Cruise, too. You can tell the people on there didn't care whether they saw a dolphin or not.
And that's when Tortuga Jacks came in.
Oh,
with
that was
free margaritas.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, it was Cinco de Mayo weekend. That was a fun dolphin
There were
cruise.
people dancing on the tables on that one.
Yeah. That might be why they don't do the drinking cruises anymore. I'm afraid somebody's going to fall overboard.
Possibly. Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground here. I would like to play us out with a song that I wrote for Lynn. This is one that she likes a lot, and it's she likes Jim Lauderdale a great deal.
Yeah.
Who don't? But
I do.
we had his latest CD, and a few years ago, actually about 2019, we were hitting the town and listening to Jim Lauderdale's CD, and there was a song on there called,
Rhiannon.
huh?
The girl's name was Rhiannon, wasn't it?
I don't think it was Rhiannon,
No, it wasn't Rhiannon.
but it was.
But it was Deanna fit in there perfect.
Yeah, it was a syllabically.
Yeah.
It fit your name, and you told me as we were riding around, you said, "I'm changing that girl's name to mine. This is my song." And then you started fretting. You said, "Nobody's ever written Deanna."
I did not say that. I told you you'd written me a lot of beautiful songs, but you'd never written me a song with my name in it. Just making an observation.
No, you didn't say I hadn't. You just said
How many
there's
people
never
wrote,
been. You said there's never been a
there's
song
never been a
written
song
about a Deanna.
Deanna, that's
Right.
true.
And
that
so I
know
filed
of.
that away in my brain, and I sat down on October 25th of 2019 and put this together and surprised her with it.
Mm.
And so I'll do it here
It's beautiful.
now. First time on the podcast.
I feel unworthy when I hear this song.
Oh,
It's beautiful. I love my name now. Didn't used to like my name too much.
you was named after Deanna
Deanna Durbin.
Durbin.
My mother really liked her. And then Lynn after my mama.
Oh, these eyes are old. Lord.
Where's your glasses?
Yeah, I'll put my readers back on. It's called, oddly enough, folks, this song is called Deanna Lynne. Your door is carved with silver, and the light comes shining through, throwing shadows on the wall between me and you. If I could find the words to say to make you smile again, Deanna Lynne, Deanna Lynne, I'll love you to the end. I'm not the captain that I thought I'd be. My gospel ship is sinking far away at sea. I'd wish away the thunder and pray for better wind. Deanna Lynne, Deanna Lynne, I'll love you to the end. You are the beginning and the end to me. Everything in between will be what it will be. And all the nights we share is one, and all the days we spend. Deanna Lynne, Deanna Lynne, I'll love you to the end. I'd sail across the heavens, guided by a star, and 1,000 hallelujahs to show me where you are. Crucify your sadness to sanctify my sin. Deanna Lynne, Deanna Lynne, I'll love you to the end. Your lips are sweet as roses, I long for just a kiss. 1 minute with you in it is 1 minute I can't miss. Your eyes are blue as oceans that I would drown within. Deanna Lynne, I'll love you to the end. You are the beginning and the end to me. Everything in between will be what it will be. And all the nights we share as one, and all the days we spend. Deanna Lynne, I'll love you to the end. Deanna Lynne, I'll love you to the end. Now, if I didn't tell you before, I said it in the songs and I just said it again, but if I didn't tell you before, I love you. And with that, we're going to sign off on this very homespun edition of Something in the Water. We hope that y'all enjoyed it, and we hope that you'll tune in and subscribe to our Patreon account, which is over there on patreon.com. It's called Something in the Water, The Deep End. It's only $5 a month, and it gets hairy slightly. But you can go on there. You can join today, and you can catch all the back Deep End episodes, and which we've got about 15 of them up there now. And also, when you stick around, pay that little $5 monthly fee for a while there, you get some freebies. And for all you people that are watching on the Deep End, subscribing on the Deep End, check your emails and get back with us at somethinginthewaterpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know your address, because we got some brand new T-shirts and all kinds of good merchandise to send to you for being our loyal patrons for all this time. Thank you, folks. On behalf of Aunt Lynn, I'm Uncle Dave, and we'll see you next time. Sean, hope you're watching.
When the cold black water finds its way across through your veins, it just might seal your fate. It just might seal your fate. It just might seal your fate.